G'day guys, welcome back to Griffo's Garage.
Welcome back to Griffo's Garage.
Today's video is a custom cooling system on my LS1 converter Rodeo. Never done anything like this before, so this was a full learning experience for me. I'm all for feedback, so put it in the comments section. Don't forget, like and subscribe. I'm on Instagram too, Griffo's Garage, so head over there. I'm always posting updates on that, so yeah, as always, thanks for joining in. Alright guys, so it's been a couple of weeks since I've worked on the Rodeo. Work commitments, family commitments, just I haven't had time. But the little time I did have, I did multiple measurements for radiators. The radiator in there is not going to work, so measurements, and hopefully this bad boy I got off eBay is going to do what we needed to do. Hopefully it fits, hopefully it keeps the engine cool. So let's open this up. It's a 2-core fans, shrouds, so it was quite cheap, so hopefully it fits. Let's have a look, eh? That looks pretty. So as you can see, I've had to pull the front end back off again just to get measurements. I was planning on mounting it on the front side of the radiator shroud, but that wasn't going to work, so just not enough room. I tried an EB Falcon radiator. That wasn't going to work. It was too wide without modifying the inner wheel guards. So I was taking measurements for width and height and thickness to make up templates out of timber, and hopefully this one works. Fingers crossed, hopefully this one works. Whoa, I reckon that's gonna work. I just have to take this filter off. Oh, look at that, nice and tight. Slide it in there. We have a winner. I think we have a winner. Front side looks good. Centrally, it could probably move that way a touch. However, we're clearing everything except our thermostat housing. However, I think the radiator can still move forward a smidge. How good is that? So that fits. Let's see if we can get a filter on. Let's see if we can get a filter on. I think it'll go. I'll just have to, I think that's going to fit. So I think I might have to just raise it a little bit. Obviously I'm going to have to make some mounts for the 2 pins. There's top and bottom pins, so we'll just have to make that fit. That's definitely put me in a good mood for tonight, so that is awesome. I'm definitely going to be able to sleep better knowing that that's one less thing to worry about, so nice. So as you can see, that radiator sits in there pretty well. Nice good fit. I've just drilled a couple of riv nuts out that were stopping it coming forward, but I think what I'm going to do is trim down to here, continue this fold up, trim this bend off, and then same thing, just fold it up here, just to get that bit of extra clearance. Same thing up here, and continue that edge. Alright guys, so it's actually my first time doing anything like this, so it's taken me a while to do. We've finally cleaned up, obviously this has to be cleaned up more, but we've cut out a strip on either side so our radiator fits in nice and neat, nice and wide. So, and then what I've done is I've cut out a bit of steel, scrap steel I've got, just strap running between each chassis. I'll support the center with just a bit of plate. And then what I'm going to do is find the middle, get the measurements from the get the measurements off the radiator for those pins, and basically just pin it to this with a couple of rubber bushes. And then once that's sitting nice, that should sit nice and low. The whole radiator should get airflow. The air filter should have no problems hitting the fans or anything, so that's good. I started off with the original template, just a bit of timber, run it across those chassis rails to make sure that that was going to work for me. Keep working along, and if it doesn't work in the end, it doesn't work, we'll find something else. But at the moment it looks like it's going to work, so it's always a bonus. It's slowly coming together. As I said, it's a slow process. It's the first time I've done anything like this. I thought I'd bring you guys along, show you how I do it. Whether it's right or wrong, I think it'll work. So we'll pull that bit of strap out, we'll drill some holes, make sure we're happy with it central, clean it all up, and then weld it in place, eh? What I've done is I've put a couple of different marks on here. So I've marked center of this strip, so center, and then I've also marked 5mm over center because I think the pins are actually slightly forward. So I'm going to fit this back in and fit it back in and see where the pins line up better. I want it so it's not sitting hard up against that. Radiator support. So I'll run a bit of rubber or foam or something around that, but I think it'll be more toward the front. So we'll fit that up now and see which holes are going to get drilled and keep going on. Alright, so I actually feel like I've accomplished something in the last couple of days. I've got the bottom strap down. It's not welded in yet, but as you can see, I got my marks there where it will sit. 2 holes in where the radiator is going to mount, and then a piece in the center where it supports it, so there's no flex in it. Put the radiator in, and then today I went and grabbed a couple of hoses. Basically, we're just going to fit what works, and then I went and grabbed a fitting as well. That'll have a barb fitting in it, and that'll be for the coolant lines for the I think they're like a steam pipeline or something like that for the LS, so that'll be where that hose goes to. I got the wrong barb fitting today. However, the hose I got works with the overflow line on the radiator, so we didn't completely waste our money. So we got the hoses to hopefully make up tonight. I'll just sit you down here. Just put this in. Basically waiting to weld that bottom section in until I'm happy that everything else is going to work properly. So as you can see down the bottom, or maybe you can't see that it's sitting, I'll end up getting 2 bushes as well, obviously, where those pins will sit on. So that's for that. And then I made up this little cardboard template today as well, so this will be for the top mount. Just something simple like that. Bolt through the top here with a riv nut or whatever in the radiator support, and then also like a small bush under this as well to apply pressure and take that vibration out and everything. So we've done that, and as I was saying, we've also grabbed the hoses, so hopefully they're going to fit something like this. I don't think that hose really shows you what I'm trying to accomplish here, but basically I'll trim up this hose here so that it's more narrow, and then it'll come up sort of like on a 45 straight up, and this is where I'll have the that adapter for the vent pipelines, and then it'll just be another 90 into the top here. And then the bottom hose is pretty simple. It's just going to be a 90 elbow from the radiator, which is just here, to this fitting. So slowly but surely achieving a cooling system. Again, this is the first time I'm doing anything like this, so it's taken me a bit of time. Hopefully you guys get a bit of motivation to just try, dig into your projects. As I said, this might not be the right way of doing this. However, at the moment it seemed to work, so I'm not really sure the difference between right and wrong for cooling systems, but as long as your vehicle stays cool, I don't see any other issues here. So as long as your hose isn't rubbing on anything to cause wear marks, holes and whatever in your pipes. Alright, so I've just cleaned up our edges in here on the chassis and on the actual support rail that I've got in there too. This centerpiece I've had to notch out. You might be able to see it in there. There's sort of a step where that cross member comes in, so I've notched that. Hopefully we're happy with how it's sitting. It all sits central, it all sits level. So let's put a couple tacks on there. Once the engine comes out for the clutch to go back in, I'll fully weld that out. So we'll just tack it in for now. What I've done is just tack this in for now, drilled in some bigger holes for some bushes to sit in. The radiator sits in there nicely. I'll show you the radiator sitting in there. Let's try and do this one-handed without hurting, damaging anything. Oh no, hang on. Alright, sweet. Welcome back. So, a couple of nice bushes down here. I think they're out of a some sort of Commodore. And then what I've also done is I've been using a chock just behind here to hold the radiator in place, so I can make up some mounts. So what I've done is I've gone and made another template, something like this. Yeah, sits over. Over like that, and then with a small kink in it, it'll sit like that, hole in it for the bush. So then I've gone and made a bit of plate, had a bit of scrap steel laying around, put a hole in it, it'll go like that, and then I'll have to just put a slight bend in it to account for the drop in the radiator support, and then I'll make another one for the other side. Unfortunately I'm back at work tomorrow for 5 days. When we get back to this, I'll need to trim this neck. I was having a quick look on a couple of LS pages. So this water pump neck, I'm just going to take it back to this second hump, so I can fit a tight L in here for my top radiator hose. I finally got some hose for our vent port there. So obviously a hose clamp, it'll sit nicely up here under everything, and then I've got an elbow. The elbow will just fit like this. I think I'll have to change this to probably this, so it sits out a little bit further. And then obviously this hose will go into here for your ports. And then yeah, so my plan is to take that neck back, and then it'll just be a simple 90 down to another 90 and on. Obviously that might be on a slight angle, so I am definitely happy with the progress we've got so far. Another thing, next week I'll have to take these one of these fans off and just double check that this pod filter is going to fit between the shroud. The plan is for it to sit nicely, the bottom of it should fit nicely in here, so fingers crossed that works.
2,000 years later.
So yesterday I was down here finishing off these top mounts for the radiator. I'll give you a quick rundown of how I've done it. They're not the prettiest things, however, practice makes perfect. The first time I've been doing anything like this, so I'll just show you quickly what I've done. So we've got a mount here, basically angled down, sitting on top of a bush, as you can see. And then what I've also done is, because I wasn't 100% happy with how that bracket was going to hold that mount, I've also cut out an extra top piece which will sit like so in there. So this one, so that's two pieces here, sit on top. And then I've also found some scrap round bar which is going to go through that top piece and basically go into the top of the bush. So it won't be, I won't be relying on the just this small hole in this top bracket. There's going to be this top piece as well, which is going to be compressing on that top bush, and then that round bar, as you can see in this one. I know again it's not neat, but round bar through there, couple tacks on that, tack that whole top piece in, nice little bend. And then I've also just rib nutted the two top brackets. Without this second one in completely, like, that radiator's solid. It's not going anywhere, so I'm pretty happy with that. So I just got to finish off that second mount today, pull that water pump off. We're going to trim this neck down so that the hose will fit nicely between that fan and the pulley. Finish this top hose. Let's get this second mount complete. Clean up, can't see that pin anymore, and then we'll tack that second one together, do the same thing. I've also just cleaned up the underside. Again, it's not pretty, okay? This isn't something that you learn overnight, a skill that you learn overnight, you know, so practice makes perfect. It is just the radiator support at the end of the day, just the top mounts. As I was saying, these two parts here will get welded together, top part, bottom part, and then with the pin through them, welded out. She's still good. Go weld that out. Couple of tacks. Clean up, fit her up, see how she looks. prettiest things in the world. However, it will definitely do the job. Alright, let's whip it all out, pull this water pump off, trim that nose, put it back together, put some hoses in, go get some lunch. Trimmed up, so give it a good clean up, and then the next task is to sort of hose out. So as you can see there, it's going to come down on a 90, it's going to be way too far out, so I've trimmed the hose down slightly closer. I think I'm still going to have to trim another 10 mil or so off of here to bring it nice and tight, but we'll have to fit this water pump back up, get some proper measurements, and then check our hose out, so let's sort it out. Goes in, it just hits here slightly, so I'll have to just trim this hose a bit, but that's basically what we're going for. Alright, one done. We'll fit it up and see if I've got room to put this on after that air filter's on. How good is that? Radiator mounted, fans mounted, pod filter mounted. Very stoked with that outcome. Put it clean, put on any room, pod filter's not going to hit any room underneath. That's awesome. Couldn't ask for a better outcome there. Nice. That is what I wanted to achieve today. That's awesome. Very happy. I'll probably just sit back and look at it for the next hour. Got to make that bottom hose, just trim it up a bit, and then cooling system complete. We've got the Oops. Just got the lower hose on. Just need hose clamps, but it's there. So I'll show you exactly how this is going to have to come in and out because of how tight it is. Step 1, pull the fans off the shroud. Step 2, shroud in there. Step 3, bolts down the bottom. Probably put the fan, shroud and radiator in it together so that I wouldn't have to stuff around these mounting bolts, but we're doing it. Let's see if it works. I'll put the top ones in and then the bottom ones. That's how it's got to happen. One hose, 2 hose. Alright guys, that's it for this one. Cooling system complete, LS1 converter Rodeo. We finally got there. There was a few ups and downs, lefts and rights. First time I've ever done anything like this, so I'm super proud with how it's come out. It's super sturdy, definitely not going anywhere. Could use the pod filter, hoses are tight, however, I don't believe they're going to move enough to hit that belt or anything, so super happy with how this has turned out. As you can see, the shed is yet again a mess. So Friday afternoon, I'm hopefully going to get this edited to send this out Monday night. So thanks for joining in, and I'll see you on the next one. Cheers.